Hello SLAPAFISH community, welcome back to another World Tanks console video. So in this video, I'm going to be driving the T58 heavy tank, a tier 10 American 3-shot autoloader that you get for the Ultimate Season Pass. Now, you may like this tank. If you've ever played the T57 heavy, you may have read the description, like me and many others said, that the T57 heavy also came with a 155mm gun, and that's been in the description of the 57 heavy for a very long time. Ever since I've seen that, I'm like, I want a T57 heavy with a 155. Well, this season, I believe this season is called War Heroes. I could be wrong about that. Has granted us the T58 heavy tank, which is a T57 heavy tank with a 155. Which is great. It also has high penetration, a long interclip reload, and big damage. Like, the interclip reload is 7.5 seconds. The penetration is really good on this tank at 276mm of penetration and 370 on its premium and 120 on its high explosives. Now, also, on talk about a fact about the article that Wargaming published about this tank. In the article, they said the original 58 heavy, the T58 heavy tank, was supposed to have a 6-shot autoloader. Now, imagine this thing a 6-shot autoloader. But also, what I found out very interesting in that article is that the T57 heavy tank, which is currently in a 4-shot autoloader, was planned to have a 8-shot autoloader, which I really want that in the game. Which is a very fascinating thing to see. It's like, I want that. Anyway, 57 heavy, 58 heavy, very similar tanks with pretty much different guns. Different playstyles, you want to say. I do feel like the T58 heavy has a little bit more turret armor. I mean, the turret armor is 152 at the front, 127 at the sides, and 51 at the rear. The hull is pretty much a T57 heavy hull. It's not really going to bounce anything. I mean, if you side scrape, you can get shells absorbed into your side armor because you have a boat shape, but that's about it. You do have I just seen it, at 8 degrees of gun depression, so that's really nice. Go up, use your 8 degrees of gun depression. Your turret can bounce some shots because of the weird angles. And you can already see I've bounced 2,250 damage in this match. Also, if you haven't noticed, this is Severgos, a old map in the game that it's been a while since this map's been here. And yeah, a lot of old players probably missed this one, pretty much. Anyway, aim time is 2.9 seconds, and its accuracy is pretty bad. Actually, it's not that bad for a 155mm, and it's a 3-shot autoloader. It's 0.35. Speaking of damage, I ain't talked about the damage. It's 750 damage on its standard and premium, and 950 on its high explosives. The shell is very slow, like slow. 870 is your fastest round, and that is your standard, because you get AP, heat, and high explosive in this tank. Shell velocity, view range. Yes, you get 400 meters of view range, which is pretty good for a tier 10 heavy tank. Slow. Just like the 57 heavy, this is a very slow tank. At 35.4 kilometers, forward and 12 reverse. Its power to weight ratio is decent at 13.73. Now, this tank also gets the 36 rounds that the 57 heavy gets, but the 36 rounds does feel like plenty for this tank, especially because compared to the 57 heavy, because the 57 heavy can run through its ammunition really, really quickly, and that's one of the downsides to the 57 heavy. But having higher alpha, same amount of shells, you're quite good. Carrying a number of shells. I got 6 high explosive, 12 premium rounds, and the rest are AP. And that seems pretty fairly balanced, in my opinion, for this tank of shells. Also, I have 2 matches for you. One on Severgos and one on Himmelsdorf. Now, this match is pretty much over. We completely annihilated this team. The artillery is nothing. It's just dead. It's dead. I've did 4,000 damage. I've kind of showed this map off just because I kind of showed this replay off because it's Severagos. Probably don't see that many replays on Severagos. So, here's a T58 heavy tank on Severagos. And I think I've butchered the name of that map every single time I've said it. I might have said it once correctly, but hey. Now let's get on to Helmstar. Let's actually do some damage. And where are we going? We're going on top of the hill. And we're going to do some damage. Now, I'm going to show you the mobility of this tank. And I believe I'm not boosting the speed at all. So let's talk about the equipment and crew skills that I am running on this tank. I'm running the stabilizer, the advanced armor, which is always really good for autoloaders, and the advanced optics to improve that really good view range anyway. My commander skills is Born Leader, Rapid Loading, Armor Angling, Sixth Sense, Deadeye, really good skill for an autoloader, especially if your inner clip reloaded's fast, or is a Big Alpha. Steadying, Situational Awareness, Run and Gun, and Adrenaline Rush. So yeah. Now, my view range is quite really good in this tank. My still concealment is 420 meters, but my view range is 512. So it means I can spot tanks before they spot me. So that's really, really nice to have. And as you can see, the slow speed of the T58 heavy tank is slowly climbing up this hill of Himmelsdorf. Slowly. It'll get there. But once it gets there, people are not really going to like this tank. Because I can clip pretty much any tank I find out. Which is quite really nice to do. Almost do the entire of a tank. Because 2 shells are 1,500 damage. Now if I do quick math, oh my goodness, I can't do quick math at the moment. Anyway, 2,250 in a clip on average, which is pretty much a lot. It can clip out almost any tank that you can see, except for tanks that have really good health. You can put 2 shots into a tier 8 and they're dead. I put 3 shots into that Valor and it's dead. Now the armor angling and the advanced armor are working to effectiveness because, remember, I'm doing 750 damage per shot. I also have a chance of damaging people's ammo, module, crew because of Deadeye and the caliber of the gun. What else? I have armor angling and advanced armor because trading shots in this tank is actually really nice to do. Because you're doing 750 and let's say somebody else is doing 390. But if you have the advanced armor and the armor angling skill, they're doing even less damage. So you're even trading even less. You're doing more, they're doing less. Which is really nice to do in an autoloader. Now, remember I have 2 shots. It's a tier 8. It's just dead. This tank is decently heavy. It's not really. How do I put this? I believe it's heavier than the 57 heavy, but it's no super heavy. You don't really want to go ramming heavy tanks. Ramming mediums, lights, and lightly armored tanks, they are perfectly fine. But ramming other heavy tanks, I would not recommend. And for a 3-shot autoloader that does 2,250 damage per clip, it does reload quite fast. What is the reload anyway? It's 33 seconds. Not nearly as fast as the 57 heavies, but that does 1,600 damage per clip. There's a 48 A5 pattern, and I'm debating which one to shoot at, and shoot the 48 A5 pattern. Oh, I see what I was doing there. So basically, I was keeping my gun focused on the AE phase 1 because I knew the 48 A5 pattern just fired and he's probably waiting to reload. And if I swing my gun and I'm still in the inner clip reload, that would give them time to run away. So I just kind of pointed my gun, kept pointing at the AE phase 1, so the 48 patent would think I'm going to shoot the AE phase 1. But as soon as my gun loaded, I fired at the 48. Anyway, that's it for this video. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Also, remember to subscribe to Facebook because it's always not. And peace out. See ya.